Hi, my name is TJ Dooley. I'm a research engineer at Ford, and so my main area of focus is really on kind of constructing vehicle platforms, software platforms, and researching kind of, I guess, the future of computing on the vehicle.
Fantastic. So it must definitely be exciting here for you to be here at the South by Southwest conference, South by Southwest Interactive. But let's get right into the discussion. So I hear all this stuff about Fiestaware coming from Ford. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a research platform that was developed by Cumulux on top of the Microsoft Robotics Developer Studio, and right now it's basically the stage where it's running on top of a specially modified Ford Fiesta. This is the 2011 Ford Fiesta that's coming out soon in the North American market. And it offers a whole bunch of things like integration with Microsoft Azure, Windows Azure. Let's see, things like voice recognition, vehicle data exposure, so you can get sensor values, things like that from the vehicle's internal networks. And we're taking this platform and collaborating with the University of Michigan and Microsoft to offer a class that essentially is a design class. So students are broken up into teams. They're writing projects for the platform, and then they're testing it out on this Fiesta. And then at the end of the class, we're holding a design competition, and the winners will get to essentially go on a road trip sponsored by Ford to Maker Faire in the Bay Area.
Fantastic. So we hear a lot about this cloud technology that's out there in the marketplace, and specifically Microsoft Azure was a key element of your application. So how, in your opinion, does Azure play a role in creating an innovative user experience for the driver?
Right. I think that, so as far as Fiestaware is concerned, there are a lot of cool elements where we use Azure to not only just store vehicle data in the cloud, but then expose it outside of the vehicle to other applications and to kind of like interested parties, essentially. So, for example, you might have just a simple application like GPS tracking, so you kind of know where your car is, and you can kind of on this road trip, we're actually going to post the real-time GPS location, so as the car is going across the nation. But I think looking forward, really the promise of cloud computing is that anytime you build some kind of computer or any kind of hardware into a car, cars last for a much longer time than your standard laptop or desktop PC. It's almost at a minimum 10 years. So you want to find some way to make the hardware that you've built in and the software user experience still relevant. So as the car ages, if you can kind of like push more and more programs and computation into the cloud, then this is a way of your vehicle kind of like still retaining its relevance from kind of like an infotainment kind of features perspective.
Excellent. So Cumulux, which is a key Microsoft partner in the Azure cloud technology space for you, and could you just describe how Cumulux played a key role in this project?
Yeah.
And your impressions of the work that was we completed for you?
Yeah. So it was a great experience overall. We were involved with Cumulux basically, from the beginning. We participated in kind of designing the architecture of the platform, and then we worked very closely, even down to a deep technical level, to actually get the platform written. And I guess some of the nice aspects were Cumulux was sort of agile enough to the point where if they completed a feature and there was it turned out to be different than I had envisioned it, I'd say, this is great, but what about this? And then we come back in a couple days and it'd be done. And so I really felt like having an active dialogue with me, the customer, really helped out quite a bit.
Excellent. So, not necessarily looking for any promises here, but this cloud technology is pretty exciting with this potential and the potential of what Fiestaware might be for the auto industry, specifically Ford. Tell us, if it was the ideal world, what is the potential for this application? How do you see it evolving?
Well, I mean, yeah, I would again, not making any production promises, obviously, but just speculating. I think that having some kind of an extremely capable platform deployed on every vehicle, and maybe looking forward enough to have at least a fairly capable, almost ubiquitous kind of wireless networking experience. That would really kind of bring out the true promise of cloud computing and the vehicle. To the point where I would see that maybe even most of the applications might even run in the cloud directly, and so the hardware that you could build into the vehicle would actually be very, very simple, and so you could save on costs and again get back to what I was mentioning about kind of retaining relevance and adding new features quickly and easily.
Excellent. For the industry and what the potential is. So that's very exciting. Any final thoughts, comments that you'd like to share?
No, other than it was a really good experience working with Cumulux, and I'm glad that we could work together to make something I think is really cool.
Great. Well, thank you, TJ. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, absolutely.